good evening. I hope you all are doing great. This is FYI After Dark, and we promised you all we would be on at 6 o'clock p.m. I'm Yolanda Hinton, the host, and I have with me Edward Everett, the co host, aka Mr. E. How are you, Mr. E?
And a pleasant good afternoon to you, and welcome to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. I'm Ed Everett, and yes, I'm doing fine.
Good. First of all, we want to welcome Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. We hope you all are tuning in. You're going to share this wonderful evening with us. We have some great information for you, announcements, and just some upcoming things that are happening on FYI and FYI Morning Show. Speaking of FYI Radio Morning Show Live, we host a show Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30 a.m. and would love for you all to join us. We have so many great things that we do. We cover great topics, information. We have special guests. We're serving tea from those trending topics. And we just do a whole lot of wonderful and fun things. So we hope you will join us Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And Mr. E, tell them where they can find us on those days.
And on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you can find FYI on WGPL 1350, WPCE 1495.3 FM, and soon to be 88.9. Just want to also let you know that you can see us all over the world by going to www.christianbroadcastingcompany.com or 1400 AM 1350 AM. Guess what? You can see us, hear us all over the world.
Absolutely. And we have some great shows coming up on FYI Radio Morning Show on Wednesday. Mr. E, who is our special guest?
On Wednesday, you don't want to miss it. If you're in the political realm or political field, you don't want to miss it. Senator Lionel Sproul will be our special guest, and you don't want to miss what Senator Lionel Sproul has to say. You know, he's running for the city of Chesapeake. They're adding on a new department, new section for the city of Chesapeake. And yes, that's his territory. And he wants to bring good news and great information and a lot of positive stuff to the city of Chesapeake.
Absolutely. So don't forget to join us. It's our Wednesday segment, What's Under the Hat? Issues Concerning Men. And it's going to be a great time.
That's at 9:30 in the morning. Yeah.
9:30 a.m. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But Wednesday we'll have the Honorable Lionel Sproul on with us. So don't forget to join us. Also, we just want to make sure we mention, and we've been mentioning all month, Women's History Month celebration, and we've been highlighting ladies in all kind of areas: sports, politics, those in entertainment, literature, those that are around us that, they may not be in the limelight or they may not be high profile, but they are those that should be honored, those people that really give us the support that we need, and we've been highlighting them along with those that have broken the glass ceiling. They have just cracked it. They bust through it, and we're definitely celebrating and highlighting Women's History Month and all those that have made an impact in our world.
And I want to say congratulations to all the women. Y'all did a wonderful job. And yes, our hats off to you, because you are the best. If it wasn't for you folks, some of the things that we're dealing with would not been invented. One of the greatest ladies of all that I love so much is the young lady that made the heart thing, that made the I had it on the tip of my tongue. Well, she was the first lady to make one of those heart things to make your heart beat better too. So she was that woman. My hats off to her because she did a wonderful job in making that heart
That pacemaker.
a pacemaker. That's what it is. In making the pacemaker, a woman. If you don't know it, but let me give you a little bit of history. A woman made that pacemaker. Our hats off to them.
Absolutely. Women have done so many things throughout history. We're still doing great things and we'll be doing more things in the future. So, again, we congratulate all ladies, all women, and we thank you for what you contribute to our society. On our FYI Radio Morning Show Live, Mr. E, we give a current job list, and I just want to let people know that they can get that current job list on our social media platforms. You can go to Yolanda Hinton's personal page, Edward Everett's personal page, our FYI radio show hosted by Yolanda Hinton's page, one FYI. You can go there on Facebook Live. You can go to LinkedIn. Just go wherever, social media platform where they have us up there. And just Google and say, hey, let me see what's going on. Let me see what's happening. Let me get this current job list and let me share it with the multitude.
That's right. If you need a job, we got it for you. All you have to do is get your pen and piece of paper. And guess what? You can get a job, and you don't have to hold back and say, I can't find a job, because jobs are out there. And for those who have been incarcerated, we want to let you know also that there are programs that are done all over the 757 set aside just for you. So if you've been incarcerated and you need a job, listen, go to Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page, and guess what? You can see where there are job listing and there are programs set aside for anybody that need a job.
Absolutely. Now, we want to talk about this platform here. We're on Monday nights at 6 p.m. And we're doing a few things a few times a month. And that is to bring a panel discussion, a dialogue together on various topics. On next week, we're going to have topics on the church.
That's
And
right.
it is the state of the church post pandemic. And we will be giving that information on our social media platforms, letting you know who's going to be on and some of the questions that are going to be asked, finding out, what is the state of the church, why it has now leaned toward social media, and how come so many clergymen are passing the mantle down to some of their younger counterparts. So we're going to be discussing that on next week, and I really believe it's going to be a really, really enjoyable session.
And one of the things you got to understand, they need to know, Miss Hinton, is that we're going to be discussing why we outsource and not use the people inside our ministry. A lot of people have asked that question before, is that every job that's needed in the church, you have the experienced people right there. But some pastors and some organizations, churches, have outsourced and got it done. And now some of the people that are inside the church are really bitter because they saying, look, I could have did it, but you rather go and spend your money outside. So we'll be talking about that, and we'll be letting you know more about why these things happening.
Absolutely. I want to say good evening to Miss Cookie Willis. Hope things are going well. Thank you so much for joining us. If you all are on the chat, make sure you like, share, comment so we can shout you out. I want to again say that we are looking for those who want to participate in a dialogue on various topics on FYI After Dark. Of course, we're always looking for special guests and sponsors and interns, but this particular platform right here will include those that really want to speak up, speak out, talk about things that are concerning our community, things that are trending, various topics of interest, special guests, business, relationship. We can go on and on because there's so many things in this world to cover. And so, what we want you to do is actually inbox us on any of our platforms, and you can, let us know. Yeah, hey, I feel like talking. I feel like sharing. Yeah, I want to shout out some of the things that I'm doing and some of the events that are going on. I want to answer the hard questions or ask questions, and
Answer the hard questions.
answer the hard question or ask the hard
That's
question.
right. That's right.
We would love to have you on. And so we're going to, from time to time, make sure you get the information you need, our social media um, names. Also, Mr. E later on will give you a number that you can call. You can inbox us or email us. You'll get that information as well. Please be a part of the dialogue. It is so interesting to be able to hear different perspectives. We don't know everything. And
That's
so
right.
when we
That's
bring
right.
folk together, we can get an idea of the whole picture. If I put a box of cereal before me, I would declare all out it has a box of a bowl of Cheerios. And I'm just adamant about it. It is all, that's the only thing I can see. But somebody behind me or on the sides of me see different things. And when we come together with different perspective, we get the whole package. And so that's what we want to do. We want to hear from you. We want to hear you speak. We want to hear you ask the questions. We want to hear your concerns and your spin on things that are happening in our world. And so we'll give you that information later. You can always inbox us now, or you can go to the chat right now and say, look, I want to get involved. I want to
That's
lift my voice. I want to say a few things.
And all you have to do is inbox us your email. Just tell us your email, and guess what? We'll be able to pull you in. And yes, the audience will be able to see your beautiful faces and to see who you are, and that's dialoguing with us. We're gonna have great information. We're gonna talk about lottie dottie and everybody, not physically talking about people, but what people really wants to know. I was in a conversation today, and it was talking um, uh, uh, about the president of the United States, about Trump running for president. Do you think that it's okay for him after he's been impeached one time? You think it's okay from him after he didn't pay his taxes? Do you think it's okay for him to do what he do, and it be okay and nobody does anything to him? Do you think that that's okay for him to run and to give the order and the charge for them to go to the White House? All right. So these are some of the things that we'll be talking about.
Yeah, there's so many things to cover. Okay, yeah, politics, of course, is something that people love to talk about. And we're going to be coming upon an election in 2024. We have some local elections coming up in June. We'll talk about that on Wednesday with Senator Lionel Sproul. But we are coming up on an election in 2024. And I hope you all are gathering information, following issues, looking at candidates, potential candidates anyway, and making sure you all know what's going on. All grown folk need to know what's going on in your community, in your nation, and in your world.
And that's wonderful, because the thing about it is, whatever is on the ballot, if you go down to the polls and vote and you don't know what's on the ballot, anything will happen, anything will go. Just like Governor Yonkins. He's going to run for either vice president or president of the United States. So you might well get ready to find out what's
Is that allegedly?
Well, I heard for sure that he's going to run.
Okay, well, we're going to have a whole lot of folk running. We've got to see. It's going to be very, very interesting. We know Biden said he's going to put his hat back in the race again, going for a second term. And we see quite a few Republicans kind of like dancing around the subject. And so we're going to see who is on the big stage trying to be president of the United States. That's a very, very hot topic. And, will Trump come back? Can he come
Yes,
back?
he's
Will
going to
he
try.
be indicted and arrested? Are they going to squash him like a bug, his own party? That's going to be very interesting to talk about and to see.
That's right. And I want to say, listen, that's why we want you to pay strict attention, close attention to the political arena so that you would be able to know what's going on. You can help encourage those who are 18 and older to make sure that they go down to the poll and vote. You can give your input. Don't be one of those that says my vote don't count. Your vote does count. Well, in this next election we got coming up, and it's totally up to you. Because I heard through the grapevine that if Trump run, he's gonna win again. So you got to get he's on the campaign trail now down in Waco. And so he's campaigning day in and day out. So I want you to know that, hey, your vote, get on the train. And if you don't want him in there, tell your friends, lottie dot and everybody that, hey, we're going to get rid of them. I want to say good afternoon to my cousin, Miss Barbara Lauren. How are you? Would love to have you as a special guest, my God, on the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show and FYI After Dark.
Yes, we are here after dark on Mondays at 6 p.m., covering all kind of topics, special guests, what's trending on social media. And boy, is it a lot on social media. We want to make sure you all follow us on our pages on Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook Live. Make sure you subscribe to our channels. We definitely need the numbers, and we really want to know that you are here supporting us as we support you. Again, FYI Radio Morning Show Live comes on Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays at 9:30 a.m. on Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. We also are on 95.3 FM, WGPL 1350, WPCE 1400 AM, and soon to be what else, Mr. E?
88.9. 88.9. So Delaware, Ackermount, Maryland, get ready. FYI is coming your way to bring you nothing but the very best, because we want to help you to rise above mere survival and help your family to be on point with everything that's going on in the whole wide world.
Talking about trending topics and talking about what's going on in the world as we speak, we have we need prayers going up for those that have are in the crises after this tornado that took place. I have seen the results of tornado, but when I saw the footage and the drones covering the damage, it was just like crumbs. Everything had just crumbled. I have never seen anything just as so traumatic than to see what that tornado came through there. I think the winds were over 100 and something miles per hour, and it took down a water tower. It took down the city's water tower. It just went through, and I believe 20 people perished in this tornado. So we definitely have to pray for those. This is the thing about it. We are living on Earth, and it is fallible. And anything can happen with the atmosphere, with the climate, with being on this planet. Anything could go on. I don't want people to think that we're living on a planet that's not fallible. Some people think that the Earth will be here and not age. Everything ages. Everything happens, and so we're going to see more of more storms. We're going to see just more things that happen, and they talk about global warming. We're talking about so many things that's happening in the atmosphere and to the earth and to the ozone layer. Don't sit back and think that things can't happen to our earth. And so we definitely have to just understand that it's a part of life. It's a part of what happens anyway. And it's nothing that you can do about it. The decay of certain things or the way things evolve in this world, you can't do anything about it. You can't regulate the rain. You can't regulate that wind. You can't regulate that. People think you can regulate everything. We especially as Americans think we can regulate everything, but there are some things you just cannot touch. and
That's
you
right.
cannot
That's right.
change, and it's going to happen regardless. And so let's pray for one another, because we don't know when we're going to get a storm. We don't
That's
know
right.
when we're going to get something that's going to come through our area. We don't know when it's going to come to the next state. They were having a lot of flooding in Texas, and people that were from Texas that I knew was like, whoa, what is this? And so look at California with the snow. People are just like, hey, what is happening in our world? These things are going to happen, and they will happen. And don't be surprised. It's just the way life is.
When they begin to talk about this hurricane season, Miss Hinton, we are running right into that season.
Yep.
This is spring and is hurricane season, and they was given this precautionary. Now they said if you don't have a basement, this is some of the things they were saying. If you don't have a basement, make sure you have double walls between you. Make sure you have two walls that can separate you so that you'll be able to survive against that hurricane. You'll be able to make it through the storm. So that what they're saying is all you got to do is make sure you got double wall, double wall, double wall. So when the hurricane season come your way, our way, and if you get caught, if you be in the hurricane, make sure that you get between a double wall house. And in other words, if get in the hallway, that's what they say, get into the hallway. Because if you don't have a basement, if you don't have a bathroom, they said don't get in the bathtub. A lot of people said the safest place is in the bathtub. They say no, you got to get between double walls so that the wind, something can begin to uh,
Yes.
break or hold up so that the wind won't get you. I said to myself, I'm going to run. I'm going to outrun. No, 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 no. I'm just joking. I can't outrun a
Mhm.
tornado. But I was saying,
Mhm.
I'm going to outrun the tornado. I'm just kicking it. But if a tornado should come this way, you got to make it your business to get somewhere that you can be safe. Go to your fallout shelter. Know what to do. Know where to go. And know where your local fallout shelter is. So when they give the warning, you would hear the alarm going off. So when they assign the alarm, guess what? You be able to go to the fallout shelter for yourself.
Absolutely. Sometimes, you get the warning. Sometimes a few days ahead, you hear the weatherman talk about certain conditions of the weather. But then there's the suddenlies. Sometimes things happen suddenly, and, you just get eh, just put in the middle of something, and it just, you can't get out. And
That's
so
right.
you've had people that you know, may pay attention to the news. Some people may not. Some people may not be aware of the conditions. And then suddenly they find themselves like what we see with
In
this
Mississippi,
tornado in
right?
Mississippi, which is just unbelievable. So
The people
let's
said,
continue to pray for many. Let's pray for everybody, because like I said, you never know. Suddenly things happen, and it's just life. And so we have to accept the things that happen in life. Also, we're going to pray for those that have found themselves in the midst of a mass shooting
yeah,
in Nashville, Tennessee, a private school. Pray for those that are in this trauma, because there are children that were lost. A young lady by the name of Audrey Hale um, has found her. Well, I'll put it like this: she went into the school, killed children, and she was killed by the police. She was a former student. She's 28 years old. She was 28 years old, and she died as a result of going into school to do harm to others. Now, they don't have a lot of the story yet, motives and things like that. But I'm telling you, this thing that's happening in our schools is a tremendous problem. And we've got to pray for everybody, all the kids that are going to school, the teachers, people
yeah,
that are coming in schools doing harm. We've got to help strengthen the gun laws. And I think people don't really feel like, well, guns are here. Well, they are here. But I'm telling you, it would be nothing wrong with strengthening gun laws and making sure some folk are not victimized by people that are reckless with guns. And so pray for those families. It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing to have to experience this.
That's right.
And,
That is
you
so
know,
true.
we're seeing this over and over again. And, and we're seeing younger children not just being victims, but bringing weapons to school. People are still bringing weapons to school when you see all of this going on time after time, mass shootings in school, and people still bringing guns to school, people still threatening people still spazzing out. And it seems like the lessons are not being learned. People do react once these things happen. And sometimes what happens, it just goes back to normal. Okay, well, we got through that. All right, here's another one. Well, okay, we got through that. We're going to have to do something to bring changes about and keep souls alive. It's just a shame that people got to die through the hands of reckless folk.
Miss Hinton, you said a whole.
All right, Mr. E, you have definitely froze. And like I was saying, we've got to definitely get ourselves together, because this thing that we're experiencing in our world is something that is just going to go on. We're going to, this is a perilous time. This is times when, when so many things are going to happen. And, it's not that these things have not happened before, but because we have social media and the news, we see things now in real time. And it seems like it's back to back to back. We've had mass shootings in the past. We've had people to do heinous and terrible things through explosions and hatred. But when you see it back to back every day in real time, and then the other day they had someone on Instagram or either TikTok talking about somebody that had just killed somebody in real time right there on social media, and I didn't look at it. I'm not. Look. I don't feel I got to subject myself to every ungodliness in the world, but I do know it's a fact that these things are happening.
That's
And
right.
that we definitely need to pray for one another, because anybody can be a victim in this world. And we see, like I said, we're seeing this stuff often. We can hear about it just like that when it happens, as it happened. And it's just really a crime that we have to experience it. Sometimes you all, and this is my opinion, sometimes y'all need to turn the news off, because I'm
That's
telling you.
right.
Let me
That's
say
right.
something about the local news here. Every time you turn the local news on every morning, there's gun violence. Every time you turn the news on, we're subjected to that. It's
That's
like,
right.
wait a minute now. I'm not gonna put that in my system every day now. I'm not gonna sit up here and eat. And y'all don't have nothing else to report on but some murder in every morning. Okay.
You,
So
you,
I'm just saying, the thing about it, we have to be subjected to all that stuff and all the things that come in our ears and our eyes. It's a wonder people don't walk around in fear. It's a wonder
that's
they're not under the bed shaking. And
right.
so we definitely, just have to just be aware that this is the times that we're living in.
And that's what is happening, Miss Hinton. People are walking around in fear because everywhere you're turning, there's some gun shooting here and some gun shooting there. There's some school kids just right here in our own community, here in Norfolk, one of the schools that's down by the botanical gardens. There was a teacher, a parent put a gun in the child's backpack. And we asked the question, can we get rid of guns? No. We cannot get rid of guns because there are being guns made and folks don't know anything about it. Folks can get more guns off the streets than at the gun store, at the gun shop. Folk can get more guns here, there, everywhere. Here's the thing that one needs, and just like you said earlier, we need to pray. We need to
Mhm.
pray. We need to pray, and we need to take time out for folks to pray. To pray. We need to take time out and to let God um, pray and let God seek God's face while there is time, because we're living in those perilous times, and we need everybody to touch and agree, because every time we turn around, there's a school shooting. Every time we turn around,
Mhm.
there's a child. There's another child that going by the way of Sandusky. Chief Boone from Norfolk has given his comments on the school shooting, and he of Mississippi, and he was talking about what's going on, what we need to do, and how we need to get rid of all of this shooting. Former Norfolk Police Chief react to deadly shooting at the schools in Nashville, the killing of 6 people. So yeah, we can talk about it, but guess what? We need to pray about it.
Absolutely. Maudel Lewis said, "Good evening, Pastor E." And my sister Yolanda Hinton, blessing. She said, "I don't look at the news every day." She said, "I guess a preacher preach on that yesterday." Their guest preacher that came in talked about it. And then she says, "Pray, pray, pray. Open these church doors at noon to pray." That's a great idea, Maudel. Uh,
Do
you
they
know,
want to? Do they
having
want
people
to do that?
to having people to uh, pray and intercede in behalf, of many. And so we need that. We need that. We need people to come to the Lord. We need people to have a change of mind and heart. We need those people that want to go out and do harm have their minds changed. They may pick up a gun, but they hear the voice of God or a message, or somebody will say, "Don't do it." They need to hear that voice, because people are hearing many voices. They're hearing the good voice and the evil voices, and people are sitting back and taking the evil, the voice of that evil one, and they're continuing to just say, "Look, I'm going to listen to that. I'm going to do that." Something had to tell that person to go in there and do that.
That's
Something
right.
in their ear, something went wrong, something happened. And they took that voice and just went ahead and took heed to it and just did harm. And so this is what we're having. Having people losing their mind and listening to the evil one, and not having, the strength or the armor. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wile of the enemy, because the enemy is trying to speak to folk to do so many things. And then once somebody does something, then here come the copycats.
That's
They
right.
got that thing in their ears and in their eyes, what they see. "Oh, wow, I can be a martyr. I can be a hero. I can just lose my mind. I can do what they do, and I can do it better." And so we really got to pray, because people are going on their own understanding, doing things that they don't need to do, harming others for no
That's right.
reason, innocent folk, and we need God's help. Gerald L. Perry II, how are you? He says, "The darkness in this world contains this type of violence. Pray and fast."
You
Thank
know,
you
he
for that.
and he's right about that, Miss Hinton, because we are in a time where the adversary has raised hell for 1,000 years, and his time is almost up. You can rest assured
What,
that the
what was that?
adversary, huh? Can
Go
you hear
ahead.
me?
You said
Can you
he
hear
who?
me?
You said what is happening?
The devil has 1,000 years to raise hell. He's running around like a roaring lion, so his time is almost over. That's why it's such a real bad killing and dying going on right now, because he's soon to be wiped up. He's soon to be wiped out. So only thing that we got to do is, like folks are saying, is seek his face and turn from wicked ways. Then we'll hear from heaven. We got to come together like never before. We got a Google mentality. Every time we want to hear the mystery of God, we had to go to Google and Google everything about when are we going to get back to seeking the face of God? When is we going to get back to talking about God? When is we going to get back of letting God be God? And when is we going to get back and stop and let technology and everything be at our tables? When we going to get back and start talking about how good God is?
Well, we're going to be talking about that on next week. We got a
That's right.
panel
That's right.
discussion, a dialogue of pastors and ministers that are going to be talking about the church, the state of the church, where it is, where it's going. And it's going to be very, very interesting because, you know, I really believe that people need to be able to know what direction we need to go in as God's people. Now, I've had people that I know confess that before the pandemic, they didn't hear. They didn't hear. You know, some of the prophets said they didn't hear. They're saying they're sorry. They did not hear in their soul and spirit about the pandemic. They couldn't shout out to the believers and the saints. And so, you know, maybe if my people that are called by my
That's right.
name would humble themselves and pray and turn from their wicked ways, maybe we can hear
That's
that
right.
these things are coming and prepare. Because guess what? Too many saints under the bed shaking.
That's
Too
right.
many saints scared to death because for some reason or another, we did not hear the warnings. I mean, we know about the times and things, but this thing, a lot of, not a lot, but some pastors that I know said, hey, it took them by surprise as well. And they wish they would have heard and prepared the saints. There are a lot of saints scared to come back. There are
That's
a lot of saints still shaking in their boots. There are a lot of saints that did not believe and did not understand what should be done in the midst of this crisis. Some of them, lost their mind. Some people lost their mind in it.
mental
So many
trauma. Yeah.
people, so many things happen as a result of this pandemic. Businesses fail. People lost their jobs. We were isolated. Stores shut down. People just, businesses just couldn't survive. And so, this was a time where people have never experienced, and we needed the church. Church shut down. The government shut down the churches.
That's
But
right.
thank
That's
God
right.
for social media, and that's another thing we're going to talk about because social media might have saved the day when it comes to being able to hear the word of God. We could get it on YouTube. We could get it on TV. We could get it in so many places. We didn't have to do without the word. And
That's right. That's right.
that's one thing that really helped us to survive, that we had the word out there. We could still fellowship through. So see, I
And
know
you
a lot of times people feel as though, everything that what we say the world designs what is evil. But I'm telling you, you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. There are some purposes that we need, and God knows it. I'm telling you, a lot of people were able to really survive through the word because of social media. You had church on social media. You had the word. You had all kind of messages. God didn't leave us without support and comfort and the word and a word from the Lord. It was still there in the land, and we could have and we held to it. And so now on next week we're talking about, okay, so as we heal through the pandemic now, where do we stand? Where are we? Are we back? Are pastors still enthusiastic? Are they still running for their lives? Are they still serving and giving and helping and loving and sharing the good news? We're going to find out on
That's right.
next week.
That's right. We're going to have a panel of pastors that's going to join us next week as we begin to talk about what's going on. Marvin Gaye had a great song when he said, what's going on? Because the thing about it, that there were so many folks, there were so many pastors, there are so many churches that shut down during the pandemic. There were so many people that outsourced it. There were so many churches that, like you said, Miss Hinton, that ran from the church and shut down. I believe wholeheartedly that this is just like when the Israelites was from free, when Moses had to go down to Egypt and tell Pharaoh to let our people go. And when they came out, they just wow. They was buck wild. Now we're living in that day and time where we're wow. We're wow. There's nobody, even there's nobody trying to help these youngins to grow up. There's so many folks that would say, I got this, I got this, I got that. There's so many folks that are running wild. There's so many folks are going to the left. So guess what? We want to invite you all to join us. We want to invite you all to join us on next Monday, when a host of pastors will come together. And if you like to be a pastor and you like to join us, all you have to do is give us a telephone call at 757-714-7861 or inbox us at FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com and put your information there and say, I would love to be on the panel. I would love to sit down and talk with you of the world about what's going on. Are we coming back to church? Did we do something wrong that caused the folks to run away? Are we outsourcing instead of using what we have inside the house of God? Or have we got away from reading the Bible, which is the basic instructions before leaving earth? Have we got so many folks that's doing whatever they want to do? Is it time for us to even talk about it? So let's do it.
We shall see. We'll cover that, and in the future, we're going to be covering youth information and dialogues. We're going to also speak up, speak out. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to say? What's on your mind? Relationships. We're going to have panel discussions and letters, those wonderful letters coming in, getting advice from those that are experts and gurus in the subject of love. And so we got so many things we can talk about. What's happening, what's trending, who's doing what's happening in real time. And so we want you all to continue to join us. Make sure you tell your friends and family about FYI After Dark, and that we're on Mondays at 6 p.m. We want to make this a really good discussion. I want to say thank you to those that have joined us this evening and joining in on the dialogue. It's a blessing, to be able to talk with you all and share with you all information and so many things that are going on in our world in a positive way. This is a positive place. We're not for the drama, but we want to really, really express the things that are happening for real in our world. The reality of what we're living in. We don't live in a perfect world. We don't live, we don't live every day and there's no problems or drama or whatever. We are in reality, and we want to just be able to discuss the things that are happening for real in real time in our lives. Also, I want to remind you all, Crystal Community Development Corporation, which is my organization founded, would love for you all to understand about some of the projects that we have going on, like our Young Women Achieving Success program. It's for young ladies 10 to 17 years old. We are recruiting, and we really, really, really would love to have your daughter's niece or your cousin or your neighbor or your granddaughter to be a part of this program. We develop young leaders.
That's right.
That's right, young ladies, young leaders.
Right.
And we help them to become more well-rounded, and we show them what success looks like. And so, we would love for you all to come out. We're on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. in the city of Chesapeake. And just give me a call at 757-287-6792, or just inbox me and say, look, I need more information about the Young Women Achieving Success program and what I can do to get my daughter in it. It is a free program for girls 10 to 17.
It's a what?
Free program for girls 10 to 17 years old. Also, Bullying is Right Underneath Your Nose by Yolanda Hinton. Oh my goodness, I would love for you all to have the book. It's we have hard copies, which if you inbox me, you can get the hard copy of Bullying is Right Underneath Your Nose. Also, it is an ebook. wherever books are sold. You can go to the iTunes, the Amazons, the Book Babies. You can go to the Barnes and Noble ebook, get that book, and you can go to Audible platforms, ACX. You can go to audible.com and you can get it in Audible for your youngins, for your family members, for yourself. If you a bully or if you know a bully, this book addresses bullying from the perspective of a bully, the victims as well. And so we really want you all to read it. It's one of many, and we have some other things coming that we're going to share with you as well. And we want you to get that book for your family. Please support, go online. It's in English and it's in
That's it.
Spanish.
Yeah, yeah,
We didn't
yeah.
leave the other people out. We're going to be making sure, a lot of the other languages, it's in other languages as well. But right now, Spanish and English, you can get Bullying, is right underneath your nose by Yolanda Hinton.
Don't forget to tell them about the Royal Ladies Pies.
All right, the Royal Ladies Pie. Oh my goodness, I am so excited because the Royal Lady started out as the Ladies Pie, and I went through all the channels that it takes to, be a business, a real licensed business, but decided to go ahead and relaunch the name, the Royal Ladies Pie. You'll see information on the launch. You'll be able to get see the website real soon and what we offer and some other things that are happening. I'm waiting to announce with the launch, and I'm very excited and pleased. You can get the pies now for your special events, special occasions, Sunday meals, whenever you want to. You don't have to wait till the launch. And just inbox me and say, look, I'm interested in knowing your prices, and I'm interested in getting some pies for my
That's right.
folks. I want to say to our sponsor, Cristo Records. Okay, so you can get the music, Yolanda Hinton's music. Go to cristorecords.com, Cristo Records with an S.com. You can order music, or wherever music is sold, you can actually go anywhere and you can purchase music by Yolanda Hinton. Also, I had an inquirer today wanting to know more information about the upcoming class webinar that going to have for Cristo Records. I'll be telling you more about that, but just stay tuned. It's coming, okay? But I was very pleased that people had been seeing the ad on Facebook Live, on social media, and was inquiring about, hey, how do I get to be a part of that class? What do I get to do in preparing for? How do I prepare for my music, and how do I get my music out? And those are all the questions that are going to be answered in this class webinar, and we're just gonna be able to launch that and let you see some of the things that have to be done. Also, Beard Gods. Mr. Chris Hinton is the founder and owner of Beard Gods. That's BEARDGODZ, beardgods.com. Go to it. Those that have beards, those that want a product for their hair, men, come on now. Go ahead and support. Some of y'all's beards a little dry and haven't been taken care of for a minute. You just let it grow and don't trim it, don't do nothing. Let Beard God show you how to take care of a beard. Go up there and look at Chris Hinton and how he has maintained his beard and educated himself and able to, in order to, have a wonderful, wonderful, well-groomed beard. And it is just a joy to see. It's a new business, but he needs your support. www.beardgods.com and check him out.
That's right. And don't forget to join FYI Radio Show after dark. Don't forget to join FYI Radio Show in the AM from 9:30 till 10, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on WPCE 1400, WGPL 1350, 88.1, 88.9 FM, and also 95.3, and on the World Wide Web. Just want to let you know that we're on all social media platforms and we're streaming all over the world. And just in case you're in the 757, you can tune in via your radio in your car to 95.3 1400 AM, 1350 AM, and soon to be 88.9 FM. And
Yes, we're
for more
really
information, give us a
excited.
call. Yeah, 757-714-7861.
Yes, we're real excited about 88.9. Looking forward to being on that platform. And we continue to grow. We continue to be on social media. And we want you to make sure you follow us on those platforms. We
That's
need the
right.
numbers. We need to know that you're there. We need to shout you out. And we need your support. So please, 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 and please make sure you subscribe to our channels and tell everybody about FYI Radio Morning Show Live and FYI After Dark. We're in it to inspire and encourage and motivate you all to rise above mere survival and find success. Success is something that God has for all of us. That's what
That's right.
I said. God has for all of us. And so we have to seek it and pursue him so we can live that life and that more abundantly. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us on this evening. Mr. E, you have any other things you want to share?
I just want to make sure that everybody that wants to be a part, make sure that you give us a call at 757-714-7861 or inboxes and let us know that you would like to be a part. You can call, you can inbox us at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton's Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page, or you can go to FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com and inbox and let us know. Here's my email. Pull me in Monday as y'all begin to dialogue. Is folks coming back to church? What's going on? Let us know.
Absolutely. And look, if you're a business, a small business, medium business, and you want to sponsor any of the segments or be a part of what we're doing, we want you all to get in touch. The number 757-714-7861 or FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com. Please let us know. You know, a lot of people don't have the big budgets.
That's
And
right.
so they need a place to market. You can't put a light under a bushel. You can't put a product and hide it. You got to expose it. And so this is one of the ways that you can expose what you're doing to our audience. We got, you know, worldwide exposure. We have a live radio platform. We have social media. You know, we have a great audience of people. And so we would love to have you all as sponsors of FI Radio Show. Also, if you're looking for a host or
That's it.
co-host or people that can sit back and let you have a great old time in your special events and special occasions, we do that as well.
That's right.
The lady and Mr. E, if you want us to be up there and entertain your folk and introduce the content for your shows or anything that you're doing, your special occasions, your outings, your rallies, we'll do that
Let us
for
know.
you
That's right.
as well.
That's right. Let us know. Let us know by picking up the telephone and give us a call, 757-714-7861, or inbox us at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page, or email us at FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com. And guess what? We'll get back with you real soon.
Again, we want to thank you all. Mardell Lewis is on. We had Cookie Willis on. We had Mr. Perry on. We had a lot of different folk on. We want to say thank you for your support. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for shouting yourself out so we can shout you out. And thank you for being someone that shows up for us on our morning shows, and then you share with us on our After Dark show. We're really loving this After Dark show. We're really going to make it a wonderful, wonderful format.
That's right.
So you can, you know, really, really get a chance to speak up and speak out on various issues. So thank you so much again. We love you all, and we shall see you Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. Don't forget,
That's right.
95.3, WGPL 1350, WPCE 1400, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We'll see you there at 9:30 on Wednesday, where the Honorable Lionel
Senator.
Sproul
Yeah.
will be our guest. So
Check
thank you, Mr. E.
Just before we get ready to break camp, I want to let our listening audience know that we've been consecutive 7 years or more bringing you nothing but the best on FYI Radio Show. We're the only long-lasting radio show that's on the only African-American radio show that's owned and operated by African-Americans. Hey, join us.
And again, we wish you a wonderful not Black History, we already had that, but Women's History Month. We have a few more days. Even though we'll keep celebrating ourselves, we thank God for this wonderful month where we have really showed up and showed out. So be blessed. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.
2 up, 2 down.